If you're looking for survival or stability, I've got some good news for you. You can potentially spend less and get more in this next year with your marketing. Now, I'm as frustrated as anybody when somebody tells me I can have my cake and eat it, but bear with me, we really do think you can. All you need to do is ask yourself two fundamental questions. Number one, what did I spend on my marketing, including salaries and other fees, in the last year? Question number two, what return did I get from it? Okay, now I'm going to let you into a little secret. In the 12 years since Fuel has been around, we've asked that question of thousands of organisations, and probably only about 5% can accurately answer both those questions. Beneath that, there'll be a big chunk who will know how much they've spent, but not really understand exactly what value they're getting from it. But in reality, the majority can't answer both questions. Whatever your answers are to those two questions, you can get better. But please keep it simple. Just try to put in place some measurements to understand at the top level of your organisation what exactly you're trying to achieve. For instance, it might be a 10% growth in sales, a 5% growth in profits. Just make sure that everybody in your organisation knows exactly what you're trying to achieve. If you're aiming for stability, you're probably looking at spending about 3% of your total revenue on your marketing in the next year. Now, at this point, it's probably a good opportunity to go and have a look back and see whether you've spent less than 3% in the previous years. Obviously, if you have, you've been underinvesting. If you've spent more, you've definitely got the opportunity to make some cuts in the right areas. Lots of people will say it's not that simple just asking yourself the question, what return do I get? But really, it is. Here are a few things that you could look out for to try and understand whether you're getting good return on investment. Number one, did we talk to more people than we talked to last year? You could find that in your website statistics, in your social media feeds, and maybe in your database. Have you got more people on there than you did in the previous year? Very simple measurements, which you can immediately go and have a look at. Next up, did we engage with more people than we did in the previous year? Take a look through your social media feed, see whether you had more likes and more shares, and see whether or not people are more engaged in what you've been saying with your campaigns over the last 12 months. And finally, did we get more inquiries and sales? It's rather odd to me that a lot of businesses don't really understand what level of inquiries they've got from one year to the next, when actually it's a really important measurement. If you're getting less inquiries, it's important to take a look and see whether you've reached out and engaged with as many people as you did the previous year. The answer could lie in there. On the flip side of that, if you're getting more inquiries and less sales, there's going to be a problem in the sales process for you to take a sharp look at. The pace of change in the marketing industry is moving faster than it's ever moved before. So it's really important that you keep up with as many trends as possible. Video content like this is becoming much more popular. In addition, one of the more positive things coming out of the pandemic is people are much more used to communicating virtually on things like Zoom or Microsoft Teams. Did you know you could cut video from that kind of feed? So on Zoom or on Teams, because people are much more used to communicating in that way, they'll be very receptive to looking at video in that way too. Just an example of how you don't need to break the bank to make a good impression. And also, out there right now are lots of different video applications online where you could subscribe and get some free content and edit the videos yourself if you're looking to work on a tight budget. But perhaps the biggest takeout that I've got for you is to try and understand the value of an inquiry and the value of a sale. Cost per acquisition, we would call it. For example, say you were a law firm and you were looking to do some advertising for conveyancing. Now you might spend, say, £5.50 on a click through to your ad, which leads to somebody making an inquiry and doing a conveyancing deal with you. Now those fees might give you, say, £1,000, but that's really just the start, isn't it? You spent the £5.50, it's gone through and you got £1,000. But you have to ask yourself, what happens after that? But of course, that's just the start, isn't it? You've spent a small amount of money acquiring a new client in this case, where you could go on to sell them other services, maybe such as a will or another house move. I guess what I'm saying is focus your budget in areas where it's going to be really important. So bringing on new customers or clients could be an area or should be an area of real importance to you. Focus on it, understand what that winning formula looks like, and invest more in it, and make sure you track your return on investment. This year, you've got a great opportunity to get a better investment on your marketing budget. At Fuel, we work with many owner-managed businesses and handle those budgets on their behalf. Of course, if you have your own in-house marketing team and you've got clear parameters set, they should be able to go away and handle this without any problems. Of course, if you've got a great relationship with your existing marketing agency, they'll benefit too from having clear KPIs in place to make sure that you're getting the most out of your budget this year. If you put all of those things into place, you'll clearly know whether you're winning or losing. For us, we think this year you've got a fantastic opportunity to move ahead and succeed. On behalf of all the team here at Fuel, we wish you a really good year ahead.